As tensions between the Trump administration and African nations escalate, a new policy is making headlines. The White House is reportedly considering a major expansion of travel restrictions, a move that could impact millions across multiple continents, with Africa being hit the hardest. Which countries are on the list? What could this mean for U.S.-Africa relations? The proposed policy aims to tighten security and immigration controls, but it's already raising serious concerns about fairness and global relations. The policy that sparked protests and legal battles is back on the menu. Trump, never one to shy away from a fight, has made it clear that this is a top priority for his administration. He's wasting no time in fulfilling those campaign promises, much to the dismay of many Americans and people around the world. Now, you might be thinking, didn't we already go through this? And you'd be right, we did. Back in 2017, Trump signed an executive order banning travel from several Muslim-majority countries. It was chaos. Airports were jammed, families were separated, and lawyers were working overtime. The ban faced numerous legal challenges and was eventually blocked by the courts. But this time Trump is back with a vengeance, and he's determined to make this ban stick. So, what's different this time around? Well, for starters, the political landscape has changed. The Supreme Court, now with a more conservative majority, might be more receptive to Trump's arguments. And with a Republican-controlled Congress, there's less chance of the ban being blocked legislatively. But that doesn't mean it's going to be smooth sailing. Opponents of the ban are already gearing up for a fight, promising to take the issue back to court and mobilize public opinion against it. The stage is set for another showdown over immigration, and it's going to be a wild ride. What's next? Will this strain diplomatic relations even further? How will African nations respond? According to sources, the U.S. is weighing a major crackdown on travel from at least 41 countries, citing concerns over illegal immigration and national security risks. If implemented, this policy could block or severely restrict visas for entire nations, making it significantly harder for people to visit, work, or study in the United States. This travel ban is about to make international travel a whole lot more complicated. This ain't just about banning folks from a few countries. This is a three-tiered system designed to keep America safe from, well, that part's a little unclear. If implemented, this policy could block or severely restrict visas for entire nations, making it significantly harder for people to visit, work, or study in the United States. Among the hardest-hit regions is Africa, with reports indicating that 22 nations are on the list. The proposed travel ban divides countries into 3 categories each with different levels of restrictions. First up, we've got the red list. These countries are basically blacklisted. We're talking about places like Iran, Syria, and North Korea. In Africa, Libya, Somalia, and Sudan are on this list. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure most Americans weren't planning their summer vacations in Pyongyang anyway. But hey, I'm just a commentator. What do I know? Next, we've got the orange list. Think of it like the friend zone of international travel. These countries, including Russia, Belarus, Eritrea, Sierra Leone, and South Sudan, get hit with visa restrictions. So, if you're planning a romantic getaway to Moscow, you might want to reconsider. And finally, we have the watch list. It's like the naughty corner of international relations. These countries, mostly in Africa, have 60 days to get their act together or face the wrath of Trump's travel ban. They include Angola, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Cameroon, Chad, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, the Gambia, Liberia, Benin, Republic of Congo, Malawi, Mali, Mauritania, and Zimbabwe. What does that even mean? Your guess is as good as mine. This ban is like a bad game of global whack-a-mole. You never know which country is going to pop up next. It's enough to make your head spin. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this travel ban is about to hit the fan. As soon as Trump put pen to paper, you know the lawyers were sharpening their pencils. Organizations like the International Refugee Assistance Program are already lining up to challenge this thing in court, and they've got a point. This ban is like a rerun of a bad movie, and we all know how the sequel turned out. The legal eagles are going to have a field day with this one. They'll be arguing that it discriminates based on religion, that it violates due process, and that it's just plain unconstitutional. And with the Supreme Court's track record on Trump's policies, it's anyone's guess how this will play out. But this isn't just about legal battles, it's about political warfare. Democrats are already using this ban to paint Trump as a xenophobic, power-hungry autocrat. and Republicans are defending it as a necessary measure to protect America from the evils of the world. It's the same old song and dance, but this time, the stakes are even higher. The political fallout from this ban is going to be messy, folks. It's going to divide the country, inflame tensions, and make it even harder to have a rational conversation about immigration. But hey, that's Trump's America for you. So, we've talked about the legal and political ramifications of Trump's travel ban, but what about the real-world impact on everyday people? Well, buckle up because it ain't pretty. First up, let's talk about the economy. This ban is like a wrecking ball aimed straight at the heart of international tourism and business. Airlines are freaking out, universities are scrambling, and the tourism industry is bracing for impact. But it's not just about the money, folks. This ban is tearing families apart and creating a climate of fear and uncertainty for international students studying in the U.S. Imagine being thousands of miles away from home, trying to get an education, only to be told you might be kicked out because of where you're from. It's cruel, it's inhumane, and it's un-American. And let's not forget about the social impact. This ban reinforces the dangerous stereotype that all Muslims are terrorists, and that everyone from certain countries is a threat. It's this kind of divisive rhetoric that creates a climate of fear and suspicion, making it harder for people of different backgrounds to coexist peacefully. Trump's travel ban is a lose-lose situation. It's bad for the economy, it's bad for our international relations, and it's bad for America's soul. And that wraps up this report. But if you found this story eye-opening, you need to check out my other video. This speech just exposed the truth about the United States. In that video, Vice President J.D. Vance lays bare the harsh reality of globalization and reveals why the third world is designed to stay poor forever. It's a must-watch if you want to understand the bigger picture. Click here to watch now and let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.